There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
We are back once again, and I'm drinking grape drink, and I'm here with my friends, sipping on little hugs. To my left, right by my side, Douglas Peter is my ride or die. See us at Eastern Market. To my right is Fernando, and everybody thinks he's Mexican, but he is black.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to the East Side. Shout out to the West Side too, I guess.
Yeah.
God damn, it's so far away.
Not too far, just right across.
It does feel like it's so
Oh,
far.
it takes so long if you go on 8 Mile. Anyways, we're back again. Let me put my god dang headphones on. It's your boy, Greenwood's finest, Beezy. Go ahead, introduce yourself, Doug.
Salt donut. That's all I got.
Illuminando, aka Yo Granddaddy.
Oh man, I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something to like transition over to you, but the grape drink, I was like inhaled a little bit, and it burned.
Oh, I got that. Oh, you got the these
The little hugs.
Like it's literally like
they spicy.
it's just
Why are they
sugar.
spicy?
It's acid, bro. It's like malic acid, citric acid.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like any water in there.
Every time I drink one of them, I'll be like, this shit's spicy.
But it's good. You know what it's good with? Barbecue food.
Spicy
Ooh.
as
Because it cuts through the shit real
Yep.
quick. You
Yep.
can cleanse your palate if you're eating like barbecue,
That's true.
burgers, anything greasy. I feel like this is perfect.
Man, I want a burger.
Shout out to Paquette Market, man.
Yeah, I might go get one after this.
Shout out
Oh,
50,
really?
50 chicken wings
Should
for
hit a Tony.
$20. You can't beat it. Paquette Market, get 35 cows for $100. Buy you a deep freezer and deep freeze
Right.
them cow hides so you
Yeah.
can eat burgers. I don't trust that kind of
True.
meat. I barely trust the fish spots because they don't tell you what kind of fish it is if you get the $3.99 meal with the bread. No?
Yeah.
They, I don't know which fish spots you talking about
Joe's
because
Liquor.
the ones I go to.
No,
they
right
tell you
next
what
to
kind-
Joe's
Oh,
Liquor.
yeah.
A lot of
Right
them,
next to the liquor store, right?
Yeah, the
right
Eastern Market.
On Eastern Market, right?
yeah,
across
you
the
could
across
you
the
could
street.
buy the separate meals where you're like, oh, perch or catfish, but the fish lunch that it's like all the homeless people eat
Yeah,
it.
it's
Listen,
like $3.99 or something.
or it's like $2.99.
Yeah.
You get a lot of fish and you get like a stack of white bread, hot sauce,
Yeah.
everything you want. So it's a
Yeah.
big meal, but it's like $3, and they accept card. So all the homeless people around Eastern Market, that's like what they get. But they don't specify what kind of fish it is, and it's different all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like the like cheapest thing. And I think that's how they make a lot of the money because there's so many homeless people there, and they always get that. But the other food, like the catfish, is like $13 if
Yeah,
you
it's like
want
high
like
quality.
with French fries. Everything else, even the chicken, is like more expensive because that's the stuff in the display cases that's like, oh, fresh or whatever. Like if you specify what kind of food you want, it's way more money.
It's like mystery fish.
Yeah, but I've gotten a fish and it is decent because the breading is real good. It's,
And we
it's-
talk. I'm trying to make sure we
It's
talk
right
about
next
the same
to
place.
like you know
Yeah, right
Eastern
next to
Market
Joe's
by the
Liquor
shipping container.
on Russell Street.
No, it's across the street from the shipping container.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to explain it. It's right next to the Joe's Liquor store. But yeah, it's like $3, and all the homeless people eat that. And I get it sometimes at Eastern Market, and it tastes fine. But sometimes I'm like, fuck, like I don't know
EJs
if
or
I'm gonna
bust.
die from this because they don't
good.
they don't tell you what it is, and they're probably it's like.
But don't get that particular thing then.
I've
Make
only
sure
gotten
you
it a
get
few
like the
times.
real fish. I remember. I know what you're talking about now. I've gone in there and gotten all kind of wild shit. Like
See, I
I'll
never
get-
fuck with that.
I'll get like gizzards, or I'll get like fucking liver,
Yeah,
or I'll get
they got like chicken feet in there.
If I'm at Eastern Market, I'm gonna go to the food trucks. Like that's like what
Yeah.
I always do.
That's like expensive though. Like I like going to the fringe spots, like you know the Zefs and stuff.
yeah.
So it's like you get a huge meal
Yeah.
for $7, and it's too much.
Yeah, it's like a
And-
meal for two.
Whereas at the food trucks, it's probably like a little better quality or bougie or like weird, and then you get not that much food for like $9.
Well, I don't know, that potato thing that I always get, like that
Yeah, but
potato
that's
bowl,
cheap.
like it's like $9-10.
Yeah, but it's more food than you
Yeah.
can eat.
Yeah,
And you
it's
can
like
eat
a
lot.
good-ass
You're a
meal.
healthy young boy. You can eat a lot. Doug can't function at Easter Market if he doesn't have breakfast.
Yeah, if I'm
Doug-
hungry, I'm like useless.
Doug is like, hey, you want to go to EJ's? I'm like, I'm not even hungry. He's like, I'll pay. I'm still like, I'm not even hungry. Oh, you want to get whatever? Like, you know what I'm saying? Doug will finish the food. People just come over like, yo, you want 100 pounds of corn? Doug's like, load her up.
Yeah,
Does-
this dude gave me
Yeah.
like a whole, like a legit Bertilac sap. Like, we're pretty sure this dude's like a millionaire or some shit. Like, he's like loaded, but he walked into the shed 3 while we were closing up one day in the summer, and he didn't come up to us first. It was somebody else in the market that he gave like just like 3 or 4 free ears of corn to. And like this guy has like really good like sweet corn. So I was like, hey, I heard you like giving away free corn. He's like going to all these vendors asking, and I was like, hey man, I'll take some too. Like, I'd been wanting to try some of your stuff. He's like, all right, cool, come here. And he like had me follow him, and I come back into the shed because he literally just pointed to this burlap sack like full of like 40 pounds worth of corn, just like on the bed, like the side of his truck, half hanging off, and he's like, take it. I was like, for real? He's like, take it. And I was like, bet. All right, let's do this.
That's what's up.
I was literally like,
you couldn't do no.
Tim, next time you talk to Tyler, ask him about the corn. Like, I straight up, like, I like texted him and was like, yo, you guys eat a lot of corn? Like, I'm for real. I was like texting people I knew, like, do you guys like corn on the cob?
Yeah, I'm surprised you wouldn't flip it. I'd have been flipping it. I was like, yo, $1 a ear, my G. $1 a ear.
I like, my mom froze a bunch of it. Yeah.
Doug's like, my family was eating corn chowder. My family was eating cornbread.
It was like I don't
Corn
know.
on the cob, cream corn.
If
like,
anybody has ever watched that 70s show, it's like when they win like the year supply of free hot dogs, and after like a week, they're so sick of hot dogs because that's literally all they're eating. They just like give it to a homeless shelter or some shit like that. Pretty much what happened, except for we just had to throw everything else out. Like that corn only lasts for like 2-3 days until it goes bad.
That's why he gave it to you.
Does it. Organic shit don't
Yeah.
last more than
Yeah, exactly.
2 days.
That's true.
Unless
But
you're gonna eat it.
damn, that shit was so good. But yeah,
I posted it.
I'll take free food from anybody. Like, I'm the free food king at the market. Like,
Oh yeah, they bring
Oh.
pastries. Oh,
there's
this is
one
the
lady at the
podcast.
market on Saturdays that literally like will come. She brought me a bag. Like, I'm talking like those big ass Ziploc freezer bags, the big ass ones, full of like these gourmet candies. They're like chocolate covered wafers and shit like that. All because she was walking around with a big tin of them, going up to every vendor that she like knew and was like asking if they wanted one. She walked up to us and was like, "You guys each want one?" And I was like, "Yup."
Hey, listen, Doug isn't telling you the whole story. Calm down, space cowboy. Let a real one speak. Fernando, you weren't there. Listen, Doug will go
Just call
to.
me Space Cowboy.
Yeah.
Calm down, roly poly oly. Ooga booga, chill. Listen.
Pootica.
Oh, boonga? What?
Oh my god. What is happening to the podcast tonight?
Oh shit.
A whole bunch of work for me to
Man,
listen to and cut out.
don't
and
cut
shit.
this out. This is amazing. What is that? That's so funny. Hold on. Don't even answer this. Hold on. So anyways, what was the topic? That hurt. I couldn't even
Talk about the
breathe.
lady giving me a whole thing of candy
Doug,
for free. Like,
Doug will
2-3
go to
weeks ago.
other child. Doug will go to other vendors in the morning. They get there like 7 in the morning. We've been there since 6:30. Doug already had a breakfast sandwich. He already had his coffee. We probably already drinking energy drinks, setting up the booth. Our vendor neighbors will show up and Doug will be like, "What? You didn't bring me breakfast?" And it's like these people are like, "What the fuck?"
No.
And then he's like,
he's
the
exaggerating.
next day is
No.
Sunday. He's like, "Oh, what? You forgot about me again?" And then they'll start bringing us food, and I'm like, "Fuck, I feel guilty." I don't even like asking people for anything.
Right.
Doug is shameless. They'll be like, you want a corn dog? It's like, hell yeah. They're like, you want some macaroni and cheese with onions and shrimp? He's like, why not? And then I'm like, oh no, I'm okay. Okay, I guess I'll take it. You know, like I try to be coy about it. I'm starving to death. I didn't even eat breakfast. And I'm like, oh yes, macaroni and cheese. But I'm trying to play it off like, nah, I'm good. Doug is like,
I don't know why.
No. I need to put a little bit of respect on my name.
Little daddy, chill.
Oh my god.
Chill on me
this
right
dude's
now.
over here slandering me.
Chill.
All I have to
Listen,
add is
little
that
guy,
I don't sit there
chill.
and beg people for food.
Don't make.
That was a joke
You're
with
not getting
Michelle
no
that one time, and that's only with one vendor.
Oh, and then Teddy, Doug would be like, yo, Teddy, give me an energy drink.
No.
Like, man, let Teddy drink his damn energy drinks. If he got
Nah.
extra later, if Teddy has extra later, he wants to hook it up, let him decide that.
No.
Don't be strong.
I've only asked Teddy for an energy drink once. Any other time, he literally just offers it to us. I only asked him once, and that was because we were busy and neither one of us had a chance to go to the store.
Doug, I'm going to get video proof of this. And if you follow my Instagram, I'm airing Doug out this summer. I'm videoing this. Yeah, I said videoing, and I know better. I'm filming this, putting it on the internet, because you guys would know that I'm speaking the truth.
No.
I like EJ's. I'll pay my $5. Doug will eat anything.
If it's offered. It's offered.
And then he'll suggest it.
I will gladly
He'd be
follow
like,
that
yeah,
sword. If anybody's like, you want
somebody
this?
bring
I'm
a
like,
pizza.
I'm the first one that's like, fuck yeah.
Doug, why'd you stop bringing pizza?
What?
Why'd you stop bringing pizza?
I just don't bring it every time.
Doug will eat anything. Doug always got some.
Yeah, he
motherfucking
inspired
food.
me. I'm
Bro,
like,
why you bring some food?
I was like, Doug's
What
the
the
pizza
fuck?
guy. Doug, I was like thinking I didn't eat. Well, I had some macaroni and cheese. Y'all saw the picture. But I couldn't eat it all.
And see, that's another thing.
hurt.
I don't always just take free food. I give free food all the time
Doug,
too.
hey, to be honest, Doug does provide. He always gives me energy drinks. I feel like we just give each other shit. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
And it's for other people at the market too. Like we'll be on our when we were riding in together, we'd be stopping at like Burger King or something to grab like
get a
breakfast
bunch.
sandwiches, and I'd be like, "Fuck it, let's grab 2 more for so and so." Like
that's the vibe of the market.
Yeah.
That's why it's so cool, because you know all the settings I came up in were so negative and like edgy and
Yeah.
like the hood and like people
It's a
are always on
community, it's a
edge.
family.
Whereas like Eastern Market, it's like you could buy pizza and share with everybody. People are giving you free stuff every day. You're like buying your friend's products. Like I buy the soap from
Yeah.
Touch of Body Works, you know, and she buys my hats, you know,
buy
stuff
candles
like that.
from Teddy.
I love that, because
Yeah.
I would rather
Bought
buy
shit
candles.
from Pauly. That's where like I wear one of Pauly's like bracelet things.
Yeah,
every
I
day.
love
They're
candles.
so nice.
So like if my friend makes really good ones that smell strong, that's what I want. I got this bullshit candle from Walmart
Yeah.
or like CVS. It doesn't even smell that strong.
And I buy
so-
hella food from all the food vendors too.
yeah, that's
All the time.
it's so cool, because they're just like us and they really appreciate any amount of business. So
Yeah.
for me, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like giving to yourself when
It's
you
like
buy
a
other
true like
people's
little
shit.
like village vibe, like we're like a community.
we could watch each other's cash box.
Yeah.
And well, Doug steals out of my cash box.
Boy!
He don't admit it.
Oh my
I don't
Doug
believe
tried
that.
to distract me
Man,
to go to
I
is
don't
the
the title of this podcast just try to make up shit about? Man, this is fake news.
fake
News. Fake news. I'm being trumped.
You're fired.
For real.
We're gonna build.
So over here trying to say that I'm the mooch. I'm like the leech of the market.
You're fired. Build a wall. I can't even do a trumpet. I promise I
You
did not.
feel you.
Hey, I did not have sexual relations with that
That's
woman.
not Trump.
Can
Definitely
you not?
Trump.
Can you guys be silent while I'm
That's the
doing my
man.
impersonations? I got one more, damn it. I promise I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I wanted to though. Hey,
Hey.
oh Willie's back. Or like fool me once.
Yeah. The J. Cole.
He's like, no, listen, he's like,
Fool me once. Shame on you.
no, I
fool me
used
twice.
to be able to do the voice. I can't.
Fool me, you can't get fooled again.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. He always like, we gonna get them teddy bear.
He's literally like
Oh,
the
we got him.
personified finger guns guy.
Afghanistan leader Bin Laden, we got him. We getting oil, baby.
All the presidents,
Oil.
all the presidents are puppets, and at the
Oil,
end of the
baby.
day, at the end of the motherfucking day,
Hey,
he was just a
and-
placeholder that follows some directions like all the rest of these
Listen,
presidents.
and you know what? When they took over Afghanistan, they're like, oh yeah, oil. Bush Senior's like, yes, my pawn, get the oil.
You're looking like
Because they own oil companies.
Bush Senior was
They-
also a puppet at the end of the day.
Yeah, but they got oil companies. They get
Right.
something out of it.
That's what
It's
I'm
like,
saying.
Oil. Who said anything about oil? They spill the water.
Get that all.
Like, fuck this water. Is it true that you found yellow cake? Yes, bitch, I got the yellow cake right here in this napkin. And he's like, don't drop that shit. Motherfucker.
Don't drop that
He's
shit.
like, you think I'm gonna drop this shit? I got this shit. He's like, spreading the napkin. It's got a crumbled up yellow cake. You know what yellow cake is, right?
Yeah.
But not the cake, but the actual, it's a slang term for like an explosive that they use in like nuclear bombs or whatever. They call it yellow cake. But they're like, yes, bitch, I got yellow cake right here. They're like, can we see it? He's like, hold on. He like pulls out of his pocket his like dirty little like Dixie napkin. He's like, the older guy's like, don't drop that shit. Don't drop that shit. He's like, I'm not, bro. I got this. Be like, oh. You're like, what about the oil? He's like, oil? Who said anything about oil? Ah!
Shout out Dave Chappelle, the greatest
I
TV
love
show
that
of all
shit, man.
time.
Black Bush, man, that shit was hilarious. When I was like in middle school when that came out, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is funny.
We watched it like through middle school.
I would
through
poke
high
that shit.
school.
Nobody knew what it was.
That was the first
funniest
TV
shit
show that I ever watched every single episode every time they premiered. There's no other TV show I ever like literally from the first. Like I watched the first episode on accident. Like I just so happened to be watching this shit.
What was
and
the
I'm
first
like,
one?
The first episode was remember when he did a parody of that fucking what was like a Mitsubishi commercial.
Oh, I love that
and then
shit.
the girl was like dancing
Come on, titty.
and her
Come
titty
on,
popped
titty.
out. Yo,
Yeah, that was the best shit.
I was like, yo, this is the most funny.
Yo, that
this
was
the funniest
sixth grade,
shit
bro.
I ever seen.
I was in 6th grade when that shit came out.
Yes.
And that was Jackass was on MTV right before that.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
after
yeah.
Jackass, it was Dave Chappelle show. And then after Dave Chappelle show, it was Late Night with Dave Attell. You remember that?
shit,
Insomniac
yes.
with Dave Attell.
Man,
Whoa,
Insomniac with
you
Dave
ever seen that?
Attell was
I don't know
that
if I ever saw
motherfucking
that.
shit.
Hey, tell me Doug wouldn't fucking love that show.
Yo,
that show,
yo,
that show
that sh-
screams Doug.
Yo, that show was legitimately like how we talk about how we want to live our lives was that motherfucking Insomnia
Yeah.
show.
That-
Because
yeah.
all he did was just go to like the most rant. It was like
Our South Carolina
it was
trips.
like Anthony Bourdain but a lot dirtier.
And he was
Way dirtier.
he's going to the middle of nowhere just making fun of shit because
Yeah.
he's a
just talking
Jewish
shit
comedian
in the middle of nowhere.
from New York. He's got a New York accent. He's a Jewish comedian. And he just gets drunk as hell, like does drugs, and he just makes fun of shit.
I've never seen that shit.
And he like goes to bars and talks to strippers, and then like he'll have a day job. They're like trying to get him to make corn dogs, and he just travels to different states. And it's like Insomniac. So between like 9 p.m. and 3 in the morning, like what people do in different cities and states.
Oh, okay.
So it was like the various night jobs,
Yeah.
night partying, night
Yep.
food. And it was so sick because he just made fun of everything the whole time. So it was like literally 3 hours of the funniest shit. In like 6th grade, in like high school, I'm literally the funniest guy because I've already seen all this stuff when I was a little kid. And it was funny to me and I could replicate it and like expand on it. And like people didn't even know till like the 2nd season of Dave Chappelle.
Right.
And I was already making all the jokes. And I remember like even before that, like the Dave stand-ups, we in like 6th grade, we were like, juice? Bitch, what the fuck is juice? We were doing that in 6th grade. And people were like, what is that? And I'm like, grape drink. You got that grape drink? They're like, grape drink. Like we were quoting that like in social studies.
See, I knew about Grape Drink before I ever saw Dave Chappelle, because the grocery store, the little like local Spartan store by my house, literally had like milk jugs full of purple juice that just said grape drink on it.
Aren't those disgusting?
Dude, I still to
idea
this
of
day
that is
will get a
disgusting.
no
That sounds
shame.
disgusting.
Think
no
about
shame.
the shit we ate in the 90s,
That
bro.
sounds-
No shit.
Like-
It tastes like hugs. What are you
Y'all ate
talking
in the
about?
90s.
No, everybody. Like think
Like
about
what?
the weird candies and foods.
Oh my God,
and,
yeah.
I didn't eat
and like,
candy.
It was a
like-
lawless
like,
land,
Like
bro.
there was like squeeze
7-Eleven was like the
Listen.
craziest fucking place in the
The only
world.
thing I got was like chocolates and ice cream.
No, they
I
had
don't
like
eat-
squeeze
I don't
drinks
eat
with
candy
like
like that,
squishy
so.
lifesaver candy and
Yup,
and
yup.
you're slurping them down, chewing candy.
Yup.
They have like candy that fizzes and burns your mouth and
Dude, I
like
still miss
all that
the,
wild shit
all
came
the,
out in the
the
90s.
chips like in
Warheads,
pop
all
form.
that shit came out in the 90s.
I hated what
The crazy cereal boom was in the 90s
Oh, dude.
with all the like sugar cereals.
I
and
had the Reese
Pokemon.
Puff song stuck in my head.
Reese Plus was disgusting.
So
What?
my savings
It is
time at Farmer Jack.
I haven't
Shout out
heard of
Farmer-
Farmer Jack.
shout
in
out Farmer
forever.
Jack.
They had the best prices, bro.
I mean,
I was-
what do you know?
They were the
I was
Aldi of
grocery
its day.
shopping
No,
at the time.
I saw like an old flyer of Farmer Jack, and I know it was like back in the day, but I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
inflation,
these food
son.
prices are crazy.
Yeah.
Like
It's
pounds
inflation,
of
son.
apples for like $1. But Farmer Jack always had like the local grown stuff. That
Yeah.
was like its
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That's so like this is why one of the reasons why they failed as a business. Doug, listen, do you like business?
Mhm.
Pay attention. They failed as a business because they believed in local so much that they weren't really willing to get stuff imported from like Dominican Republic and like the Chiquita bananas and stuff. They were like reluctant, so they were trying to get so it was like seasonal food other than like the canned stuff and the box stuff, but the produce, the
Convenience
meat.
wasn't there.
Yeah, it was like seasonal stuff, but I like that.
Yeah.
I think when you eat seasonally, you're way more healthy
Yeah.
because you're eating things that are bioavailable to where you're
And
at.
like natural.
I remember that shit. And I was in elementary school. There was a Farmer Jack that was like walking distance from the apartment complex we lived in. So we was in Farmer Jack like
I love
every
that
3
shit.
days. Like we was always in that bitch. And it
And-
was I remember that shit was like
It was cool. They always had samples. Like they always
they
had
did have
uh,
samples.
Kroger kind of does, but
They
you
did
gotta
have
go when it's really
samples.
busy. But the thing was at Farmer
Kroger be trying
Jack,
to get you fucked. Well, I don't know about y'all, which Kroger y'all go to, but the Kroger that's by my house, they be trying to get you fucked up. They always got liquor samples all the time.
oh really?
like,
Oh, like,
damn.
like wine and shit.
Yeah, I be
Oh.
like shit.
You
It
know
be
what?
it
In
be
Grosse
liquor
Pointe Woods, they
sometimes
did
too.
that. In Grosse Pointe Woods, they did that. They didn't sell liquor,
Mm.
but they like did that with like wine and champagne.
Oh, they
And
was
it was
doing it with
annoying.
lick.
They did
They
it
had
all
like
over.
Fernando, what
bourbon and
program are you
vodka.
talking about?
Me or him?
No, Fernando.
Oh, he's
On
Crocker?
on Crocker.
Yeah, 16 and Crocker. Yeah.
They be trying to get you fucked up.
Bro, for real. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Hey, yo, why don't we get an apartment at Metro Tower?
Get the fuck out of here.
No, listen, a
Metro
one bedroom.
Tower.
Get the fuck out of here. I already know exactly how much that costs because I saw it while I was looking at
$500.
$545.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
wouldn't
We
it
can
be
do that. We
dope
can
to
split
have
that
a
three-way.
podcast there and then have guests come there and it's like secure and like when it
Yeah, we
starts
got the
making
kitchen. I
money,
can go in.
like no, when it starts making money, like I don't know, just like I want to have different vibes. I don't know, I'm just weird like that.
No, you're not weird.
You know,
weird,
like,
'cause
I think that would be
literally
cool to have
talking
an
about what
apartment.
Yeah, the
this-
concept
it's
is
not an
cool, just
office.
not at that place.
But that's what I'm saying. It's ratchet.
Yeah, I'm not about that place.
Yeah. Plus that goofy.
But
we can get a spot at Brittany.
Yeah, yeah.
Goofy Trader.
Yeah.
What's his name? Goofy Trader.
Yep,
He lives
Goofy.
there. So we don't.
The
fuck-
dopiest motherfucker.
Yeah, we don't fuck with no goofy traders. If you're goofy out there trading on people, get the fuck out of here. Swatting you away. But yeah, this podcast is fun as hell. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think a different vibe would be cool, something like that. But in all honesty, I just wouldn't want that place just because, like, I wouldn't trust leaving anything there.
Doug, after I buy this house, we all need to come together and really like elevate the business game. We need to buy like a What are you touching? What happened?
I'm touching you. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, guys, Fernando wants me to talk closer to the microphone, so I'm not gonna look at you, ugly motherfucker.
You got the shitty mic, so you got to talk into them.
What? I'm the leader of the group. Why the hell do I got the worst mic?
Because
Big ass stomach, but
Because
the
once I
girls
set
think
him
I'm
up,
cute.
and I was like, "Oh, he got the shitty mic," and I was like,
50
I
told me
don't
to
feel
do
like
sit-ups to
moving it,
get buff. Did 2.5 and I couldn't get up.
Anyways, you were saying when you get the
Oh yeah, like when I get the house, the next step for us, we really need to boss up because these commercial. Okay, that's not a boss. Let me talk to. Hey, let me talk.
My bad.
Let me talk to.
My bad. Go ahead, bro. I'm gonna hit
I'm-
the end. Go ahead.
Currently speaking with a boss that reinvests in his beliefs and will put his money on the line to develop a talent, whether for financial gain or artistic fulfillment.
I bought all these bikes.
You
Go ahead.
giggle when I say boss up.
I bought all these bikes. Go ahead.
I could have swore you were trying to. Are you trying to boss up or no? Do you want to be?
I bought all these
do you
bikes.
want-
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Do you want to
say
spend?
say what you want to say?
I'm about to, but you keep touching me and shit. Pause. Hey, I'm gonna get the 9-year-old army to come after
Hey,
you.
hey, you like it when I touch you.
Yeah, for sure. I feel safe.
I feel safe.
All right, but yo, like Chad would always like make me feel mad safe. Like he'd always say weird.
Huh?
He'd always say like weird shit. We'll be in Dave and Buster's like, yeah, anybody say shit to y'all, let me know.
He ain't never made me feel safe. I just knew that
I'd be
if
like,
some shit
I hope
popped off,
nobody
it wasn't
says
gonna be in my
anything.
direction.
Yeah.
No, like he almost.
I don't feel safe. I still feel like I was gonna get hit with the collateral. Like he the type of person to like.
He has no control over them hams.
Somebody messing with you, and he'll take your body and beat the person ass with your body.
Listen, this guy
Like,
at Dave and
goddamn,
Buster's.
anything is a
listen,
weapon.
I'm saying.
This guy at Dave and Buster's was super drunk. We were in the parking lot walking to the cars. It was like me, Chad, Brian, and this drunk guy. He was just by himself. Like I don't know what the hell he was doing. He like parked far away and he like came up and talked to us. And we're just kind of. You were there, right?
I think all of us were there.
Yeah, we was all there.
Yeah.
And then the guy
That was
puts
when
Brian in a
Brian did the
headlock.
surprise party at Dave and Buster's.
Okay,
right?
cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
on the same page.
Yeah.
So he puts Brian in a headlock. Chad literally like does some like supersonic 1-inch push thing, and the guy was like, "Whoa," and like splattered on the ground. And we're like, "Yo, Chad, don't follow that up." You know, like
Don't follow that up.
he'd always be like, "Yeah, if anybody says shit, let me know." I'm like, "Oh, maybe, hopefully nobody says anything."
Yeah, he kept. Yeah.
This was a
Coming
lot.
from the dude that is like born in fighting.
Yeah, I'm like way overly confrontational. But that's the thing. When people are more confrontational than I am,
That's a problem.
then I'm like, okay, cool. We gotta make sure nothing happens. then I become like the pacifier. But when I'm the one that bucks up, I do it for a reason. Buck up.
Say it with your chest.
I just don't let people walk on me because I'm a man. I did all this shit by myself. You know, I give back as much as I can. People just want to be negative. I don't let that shit happen.
Agreed.
Even
But
at Eastern Market.
as you were saying,
What was
when
I
you
saying
get
anyway?
the house,
Oh yeah, guys. Are you gonna boss up or not? All right, never mind. All right, Doug. What we need to do is
I
like
lead by example.
I was because I went to go
I ain't
visit.
gotta tell you how I boss up.
Good lord.
I'm showing you how I boss up.
So
That
anyways,
ain't
I was. That sounded sick, didn't it?
No, it didn't.
That's called a hug microphone.
Definitely cutting that
Can
out.
I finish the story? People
Yeah.
are not gonna like this podcast, man.
No, they love it.
Okay, chill. All
Hit
70,
the like button if you love
all
it.
70 views. I appreciate y'all because I only watched it one time once I posted to make sure we didn't say any incriminating information. We are on the east side.
Yes.
And Fernando does a rough edit.
Yes, I do the same thing because
Rough.
technically by the time I send it to Tim, I done already heard it 105 times.
So, anyways, Doug, I was driving to my grandma's house. I went to go visit her today. I was there for like 2 hours. And like literally when I got back, you like pretty much pulled up. But when I was driving there, I was in Pontiac. And there's so many like retail stores and other types of real estate that looks
Yeah.
dope as fuck for sale. And there's like new businesses down there, like new buildings of cool shit. Like there's an exotic car building business there, and they have like Lotus Elise inside, like
shit.
expensive stuff. There's new daycares over there. There's so much more stuff going on.
Development, yeah.
And like imagine if we purchase something that's like 70 grand and you know maybe it's like 4,000 square feet. Maybe it's like we have the whole upstairs and somebody owns the downstairs. It doesn't have to be a whole building or independent. Like if we had a space like that we could put all this equipment in and even invest more equipment, multiple people being on a loan like that, and the fact that we're using the space to generate income, we could pay it back so quick.
Bro, it'd be like MKBHDs.
Well,
Like-
he's leasing that shit.
Yeah.
That's why you see a lot of other YouTubers. They're in the same area because
Yeah.
it's like in New York, but not
Yeah.
New York City.
But like that's what it would look like.
that
It'd be
vibe,
like, yeah.
or however we want to make it. Because like in order to in life, if you want to make money, you just need the space and you need the
environment.
determination or the like motivation to do something new or to keep working on your skills. And I think that would be so dope if like we all came up with a little bit of money. Like once we get our shit together, you know, we all got important shit coming on the way and shit, so we can't all be paying a bunch of money for this. But it's like once that shit settles, I would like to invest money in a space, but in an urban area where it's close to shit that's going on. You know, even if it's not in Pontiac, that just inspired me because of how many for sale signs. There's like buildings that look dope as hell. Like buildings that look like they're from Hey Arnold or something crazy. Like old with the style, like with the cool bricks. And then like the gargoyles on it. And it's like for sale 70 grand. And I'm like, it's gonna need work, but I know people that are contractors. We could do the work. We could buy paint. Like it's just a small investment into something that could be like infinitely
huge.
potential, like, you know, perpetual. Something it's not, it's like a flexible space. It's not, oh, you know, this is my space and you guys are my fucking pawns. It's like, oh yeah, he got his zone, we all got keys to this bitch, oh, his girlfriend coming through. It's like we could work together, and it's not necessarily open to the public, but we can like invite the youth to come out and we can have talks with them once, you know, because I'm pretty established, you guys are trying to do shit, and once we get to that level, we'll be able to inspire. We'll be able to host seminars on our own shit. You know, like when I did the Apple thing and I do all those little interviews and shit.
Yeah, that shit
it's
would
like
be dope.
we can start our own things, and we can I don't know, I just think it'd be fun to have a space, screen printing equipment, vinyl cutters,
Just a full collective.
yeah, like to be able to create like woodworking tools, and if we want to work on some furniture or we want to do paintings, and there's so many outlets to sell stuff, and there's so many things you can do with space. Think about it. We can have shows, like little acoustic shows.
Yeah, I ain't
like
thinking that shit too.
art showcases. We can, you know, allow artists to have exhibitions, and we just split the doors. Like, oh, it's $5 to get in. The artist gets $250, and then the venue gets $250.
Yeah.
We got our offices in there. We could take photos. We could do anything. And when you have that space, and you're paying for it, and you're there, you have so much more potential than when you're like between your house and between some other. You're in fucking Panera. You know, like when you got a space, especially if we purchase it. I don't want to fucking lease somebody else and pay somebody else mortgage. Like I want to buy a building that, even if it doesn't appraise in value, it'll appraise in the quality of the restoration.
Yeah.
Because we just gotta make the building sound. Yeah. And then we do what we wanted there. We want a skate ramp in there, cool. We want to do a series teaching Fernando how to skateboard. We can do anything. We can't do that shit now. Oh, go to the local park. It's just loud. And I think, to me, that would be so much fun. And
kind of like the fucking Fear Factory shit.
What the hell is that?
Not Fear Factory.
That's a metal band.
No, Rob Dyrdek shit.
Well, Fantasy Factory.
Fantasy Factory.
Well, it's there's a lot of
Fear Factory.
They're like there's a lot of spaces like that.
You're thinking Fear Factory.
Like,
you
at
least
like
too
small
much.
business incubators.
At principle, like something like that. At principle, where it is.
But
just
I'm a
like
creative. He's not. He's like a directive. I'm a creative. That's the difference between Rob Dyrdek and me. He cares more about the numbers. I care more about making sure the shit that I'm putting out is shit that I'm proud of. Because when I get the reaction out of the customers, that's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
Seeing the numbers is like, okay, dope. We can afford this. We can do that. We can move forward on these ideas. That just enables me to create more. But like when people are like, oh, I really mess with this design, and oh, I love that, and I love this, and oh, let me get your car. Like I'm gonna tag you in a picture. Yeah. That's more important to me.
That's that rush.
Yeah, that's what I get high on. You know, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm doing a good job, because this person has no idea who I am, no obligation to me, and I'm on a street corner in Detroit selling my shirts. They love it so much that they're gonna pay $25 for a shirt.
Yeah, and
that's $25 is like the top of most people's for a good quality shirt, and everybody else there sells $5-10 shirts.
Exactly.
So for them to like, oh shoot, I really like that illegal business shirt, or I like that Katakana shirt, it's like, oh fuck yeah, because I really like those too, you know, like those are some of my favorite ones. Or when people like the Friends shirt, I like that a lot, because to me, I really like the Friends design, but it just doesn't sell as well.
Yeah, I don't know why
it sells good to people not in Detroit.
I don't.
Which is cool, because when people from like Instagram or like online customers, that are from different states or countries, they always get that French shirt. So
Yeah.
I think they see in it what I see in it. Whereas like people downtown are like, they want more blatant Detroit. in their
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Friends design isn't a
shenanigans.
confrontational type design. It's a very passive design.
But that's why I like our customers, because they're just like us. They're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I like that too. Or even, and they're all different. They're way different from us, and that's a cool thing too, because you know Doug is covered in tattoos, and I'm a pretty standoffish dude. Like I don't know, I'm just always in my own head thinking about all these things, so people think I'm a dick. And it's like when we go to like Dally in the Alley, we have tons of gay customers. You know, like we have we're like associated with people that run cities. You know, like people that organize events for Ferndale and Detroit. Like
Come and talk to us at Easter Market.
people that are like on TV in the local news, like some police officers. Like we have so many people in the city that are completely different from us, completely different from each other, and for some reason they all click with the same designs. And to me, that's when I was like, okay, this is what Epyon Royal is. Because before that, I didn't even know what it was. You know, I was just like, this Epyon Royal is a collection of my ideas that I turn into products, and hopefully everybody else likes them.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, okay, this is the impact that I really like. I like putting out shirts that, like, I'm not ashamed to put out shirts that are inspired by my city or the state, because I love this. Like, I would have moved from Michigan. I would own property somewhere else, but I want to live here. I like snow and fall and summer. I like doing outdoor stuff. I like being able to drive a minute to go to the city and have everything downtown.
Yeah.
So like that was pretty much last year when that kind of just was like, all right, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And
I think last year was like it had so many ups and downs, but it really, really, really was like exactly the eye opener that we needed in the brand, in our personal lives, in like everything.
In our friendship too.
Yeah, exactly.
In our friendship too.
That was a big one too.
Even though Doug needs to give me more respect and admit when I asked him to go to the gym 2 years ago, and I was like, bro, I'll get the good membership. You could come for free. Come to the gym with me. I want to get fit. He's like,
go
no,
at night.
No. His other business friend says, hey Doug, want to wake up at 5? I can't even get Doug to show up at Easter Market at time at 7 in the morning. That's late. I'm at 4:30, fam. I'm waiting for you to wake up.
That's on Saturdays after I have meetings Friday nights until like 11 o'clock at night.
Come on, bro. You can't talk business bouginess to business people. We see through that wish-wash.
I'm
just fucking with you. You know I love you.
You know what I'm doing.
But yeah,
on
like we
Fridays.
had our ups and downs. But overall, it was like that moment where like, oh, I really like when people react this way to this design.
The light bulbs just all clicked at the
people
same
actually
time.
like this.
Shit.
I'm like, I got more confidence like I used to have when I was like, if I think it's cool, somebody out there thinks it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm not saying this is the coolest.
We're all
I'm
one in
saying-
a million, so that means there's like 30,000 of each of us.
Yeah,
or some
I'm
shit. So it's like, okay, well, shit. If it's something that we're into, something we like to do, there's got to be more.
Well, yeah, and it's like I'm influenced by hella shit.
Yeah.
And you guys are influenced by the same shit, but also different stuff.
Yeah.
So when you overlap, that's when shit is fun. Like, I would never want to be around a bunch of pale white dudes that are manic and wild and say the most outlandish, confrontational stuff, that is obsessed with his business, is always trying to sell his t-shirts. I'd be like, yo, get away from me, chill. But that's why I'm around people that's like, they do different things than me. I've never been afraid to be like, I don't do drugs at all, but I got friends that fucking sell drugs, that do drugs, or drink all the time. I've always been like, yeah, that's cool for them. You know, like, I like having people around me that's different, because I hate yes men. I hate when I'm like, hey, you think this is a good idea? Be like, yeah, you had the idea, so it must be great. I'm like, I've had a lot of bad ideas. And I paid the price, you know? I had
need somebody to help stop me from doing that.
Yeah, and people that's like me, it's like, yeah, or people that are fucking insecure, they're just like, oh yeah, go with the flow type stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's great. You know, and I have put out, all my shirts sell. Every single shirt I ever put out has sold. Whether it's, oh, this design only sold when it was discounted, or like people paid full price, or it's sold out immediately. Like, I've never had a shirt that's like, oh, it's still here. Even the 4X tie-dye hoodie
Sold.
Yeah,
Finally.
I had
oh
it-
my god.
Hey,
I forgot
we had
about
it. We
that.
had it from like September to
Oh, dude, it was
last
a fucking bed
like
sheet.
2 weeks ago. This guy's like,
It
this guy,
sound like
hey, look, this guy was like,
It was Fernando needs some context because he never saw it. It was a tie-dye hoodie in a
Yeah.
4X,
You
but
saw
the
the
tie-dyes
picture?
ran big, so it was really
Oh, yeah, I
about
seen
like
that picture.
the size of like a
They were
5X,
stretched
but
out.
it was long as hell. I used to joke around with every customer that looked at it and be like, "Yeah, no, it's perfect if you need a new twin size bed sheet," and everybody would laugh and stuff.
Some
And
guy
then
was like,
one dude was like, "How much?"
This is how he came up. He's like, oh wow, that's great. He's like, yo, I love this. This is great. They're gonna love me in New Baltimore. I was like, yeah, I'm sick of looking at it. Make me an offer. And he's like, you're sick of looking at it? I'm like, it's a 4XL hoodie that's tie-dyed neon colors. Yeah, I need this gone. The tie-dye, like girls mostly like the tie-dye.
Right.
How many 4XL girls are gonna be like that like tie-dye are gonna come around? Not many.
Yeah.
This
it's a
guy was
little
like,
too big.
and I was like, tell you what, I'll do $30. And he's like, wait, didn't I say 40 or some shit?
No.
Oh no, I said
you
30.
said no. You didn't say 30. You said make me an offer. So he goes $30, and you were like, I think right afterwards you said you were like, or
It
no.
cost $30.
Oh yeah.
They were like
You were like
$29.99,
you'd be like it was like $30 to make, and he was like $20. And you're like done.
Yo, I do not know how that 4XL hoodie tie-dye got in my cart from my wholesale
Yeah,
company.
I don't either. As soon as I saw
Listen,
it, I was like,
That's what I was about to ask you. Like, how did you get that in the first
because I wanted the small hoodies. They sold fast. They sold for like $50-$60. We had small, medium, large, gone. It had the katakana design. It was a bright hoodie. This was
Oh, yeah, we did
right
have a
right
design
at
on
the
it.
end of summer, so people are still dressing bright. The sun's out, but it's like the cool tie-dye Detroit with the Japanese letters. So they were like gone. But when I bought them, I didn't even know they were expensive, first of all. That's why I had to sell them for like 60. But when I went back and saw in the cart, like, damn, that 4XL was $29.95 wholesale.
Wow.
And then I was like, why did that get in there? I accidentally did it because when I order shirts, I order like 900 or like 500, 1,000. So I'm like, click.
Right.
I'm like, fuck, $30. And then it's like $30. I was like, all right, deal. And I was like, whew, I got my money back for that. Because I was like about to be like, yo, $10. What's up? I need a hot dog. Give me $10.
we
We
need
ain't
to
even
eat
put
that.
this on the books. I'm getting 2 hot dogs, one for me, one for Doug. We ain't even reporting this to the government. And he's like, $30. I'm like, yes, I made 5 cents. 5 pennies in my pocket. But that's how you get like successful business. You save when you could save. You don't get the most expensive stuff right away, and you evolve and get bigger and better. Like people just want to finance everything out the gate. Like, I'm starting a business, need a loan, $20,000, need a store. Oh, this store is $1,500 a month. I got to put $1,500 plus $750 down. Oh well, let's do it. And then they're like, loan, and usually they don't know anything about business. So when they do that, they're like, they don't know how to market. They don't even know how to have a good logo. Maybe they're not even artistic. It's like, if you want to do business or you're not creative, do a franchise.
Exactly.
Buy a McDonald's.
Let somebody else be
I
the
would buy a
creative
Little
driving
Caesars.
force.
Yo, I'm buy a Little Caesars when I move to the middle of nowhere. If they don't got one, I would love to run a Little Caesars.
That'd be dope.
I'm serious. That would be fun. Especially they give you you just order the shit from Little Caesars directly. They give you the marketing materials.
Yeah.
That's a home run.
I feel that.
If you
I'm
do
trying to
bus-
buy a Wingstop.
Yeah, do that shit. But go do it in an area where like that's the only cool place. Like, do that shit in like Bad X, like some random spot.
Don't Michigan.
Yeah, just do it in like Woogie Boogie, Michigan.
Oh man.
Hell, Michigan. Do your Wingstop. Drive 3 hours or whatever it is. Open that motherfucker on Beaver Island. I'ma own the biggest Little Caesars pizza chain on Beaver Island, Michigan.
Or the smallest.
And I'm only gonna own one of them. because there's only like 300 people that live on that island.
And they all need $5.
But doesn't Doug? Now that
Alrighties.
you're trying to get business savvy, you soaked up all my game. Not all of it. I barely talk about that shit. You soak up a lot of Daddy's game. You soaking up. You soaking up.
Why do you
Ian's.
say it like that?
You soaking up Ian's game. He got that little nerdy game. I got that street game. You soaking up Fernando's game. Listen to this. Tell me this ain't a slam dunk home run. Little Caesars in a place where there's not really a Little Caesars. It's a vacation town. So when people come into the city or coming out to the middle of nowhere, they're like, fuck, let's get pizza. We got the kids, the rafts. Like, let's go grab some pizzas.
Yeah.
And there's no, I wouldn't do it if there's like local pizza spots that like
Yeah, because
are
those
too
are
close.
those
I
are
wouldn't wanna-
established. You
I
don't
would
want to
never wanna do that shit.
Yeah,
But if there wasn't like a pizza spot, because a lot of places just diners or maybe
Yeah.
even a McDonald's, tell me that's not a slam dunk. Like Little Caesars,
Oh, no,
I think is
absolutely.
dope as a business. I think
Even
their
the people that
foundation is
aren't-
dope. And to have a product in an area that's under facilitated,
yeah.
and then you don't have to come up with the name
Well, that,
or
and
do
even
any
the
of
people
this.
that like
Right.
aren't just visiting, like that, even the locals. Like, if there isn't like a really well known pizza spot, or if there isn't like a really well known pizzeria around, you open something like that. Even the locals, I mean, even like the people that are like wealthy in that area, chances are they'll still buy a hot and sweaty.
Well, yeah.
Everybody will.
Well, especially in that setting, like
That,
think
and
about
it's
when
in
you go
Michigan,
camping,
too.
you're buying hot dogs, putting it on a fucking stick over a fire that you lit with lighter fluid. But when you're out there, it's like a little slice of suburbia. So when
Yeah,
you have all the
exactly.
kids at the cabin, you're like, yo, we got 18 pizzas, dog.
Exactly.
That would be so much fun.
all the people that's out there Airbnb and they
Yeah.
Perfect.
their little
Yeah.
houses.
Cheap.
Like, of course you gonna want to camp and fish and
Yeah, and do
of course
like
you wanna
the,
do all
the
that
experience
local stuff,
shit. But
then
like,
one of them nights you gonna be like, fuck it, like
yeah, let's
fly
buy a
race
bunch of
get
beer
drunk.
and just
Like,
some pizzas and fucking start a fire. Like that's like what would happen.
See, to me, that's what I want to start doing moving forward in my like professional life. Because like for me, running some huge scale business, that just sounds like paranoid, like weird. Like when I see, because I do follow a lot of other business people, and I have since I was a little kid. It's like when you see their day to day, or you see like all these moving parts. Maybe once I get better and better, it'll be like way easier.
Yeah.
You know, just like we have a real easy employee relationship, and we tax everything, and it's like on the books, whatever.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah.
But it's like a few years ago, I probably would have been like,
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You have to grow and become
Here's
the
a
person
check.
that's ready to handle those responsibilities.
Yeah, but I think having like small scale businesses that you could be real hands on and like more intimate with, and especially if you're facilitating your community in a way that's like fun.
yeah,
Like I think that'd be cool. Like up in Houghton Lake or something,
Yeah.
own like a Little Caesars, or even further north, or and even just like having that commercial space that I was saying when
Yeah.
Fernando giggled at me.
yeah. That's why. I mean, I was
that's
even.
fun.
I even visited my mom today and even told her that I in a perfect world, because you know I'm going through like a lot of the stuff between trying to figure out timing and everything because of basically trying to do like 2-3 businesses at a time. I even thought like in the future of turning the Wanderlost stuff into an actual media company, like eventually having team members.
Well, you will.
Like I think that would be dope. Like that'd be so cool to be
This
able to do stuff like
documentary-
that.
This documentary is your time to shine.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Once, dude, oh my god, I can't
Because you're gonna
wait.
tell the story, and I'm not gonna have influence on what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna exist however I would exist.
Yeah.
Good, bad, ugly, sweaty, boogie boogie.
Yeah,
that'd
no,
be
that'll
fun.
be
Like, more
that'll be really
serious.
really cool. That's why, like, dude, I'm telling you, you have to start coming to Eastern Market,
Bro,
Fernando.
it'll change your
Like,
life. Man.
Dude, well, not even for like remember what we talked about the last time we talked about that after Tim took off?
Mhm.
Where I was telling you, like, dude, you gotta do it. That
Oh,
and like
yeah, I remember that.
it'd be so fucking cool too. Like, especially if I'm going to be starting to do like a documentary type thing focused on Eastern Market, but the brand itself also. It just, dude, you gotta be there. You gotta
Was
be
he
there.
jacking your line too long after I ran out?
Nobody was ever jacking my line ever in life.
You never heard anybody say that?
No.
No.
This
Hey,
is gay shit.
That's
Bro,
why
I hang
just
out with
had
too
to
many
make
girls,
that
man.
clear.
I hang out with too many girls.
Ain't nobody ever jacked my line.
Why are you talking about my lion?
No, listen, man. I gotta stop hanging out with scrippers.
Say it again. Say it again.
Jack my line.
No, after that.
Scrippers.
Yeah, that was worse.
Yeah, when you eating fried scrimp at the Script Club, and them scrippers.
That's what we really should go to.
Trying
we
to
should
do
go to the strip
extras.
club right quick.
I'm like, girl, you see how cute I am? I don't need your
For
extras.
real should go to Coney though.
After this?
Yeah.
But
Facts,
they
I'm
won't
hungry.
let boss in. Let's get something, bring it back. Like some fucking weird fast food, like
No,
Checkers or something.
nah, bro. I'm going to Coney and I'm going home.
Alright, good luck, man. I got boss here. I can't go. Look at him. Hold on, everybody look at boss. Show me the cutest dog. He's sleeping with his eyes open because he ain't trusting nobody. His mom ditched him. Yo, but listen, tell me that wouldn't be fun. Like, I want to have more small scale businesses where I can be more integral what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes when Epyon Royal has these moments where it feels like it's stepping up,
Yeah.
I feel like I have less like control over what's happening, even though I like do it all. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Like
Because it starts to feel like the progress is like progressing faster than the work you put in for the progress. So it starts to feel like it's getting a little bit further than where you wanted it to be at that, or where you were expecting and planning it to be at that time. Things
Yeah.
start to kind of, the time frame starts to condense without your like intention. So
Yeah.
it kind of does. I can see how it can feel like you like almost start to lose control a little bit.
I feel what you're saying. It's like the Megazor you were saying that one time. Like, you got to realize, like, if you want to deal with a bigger monster, quote unquote, you got to have all these other connecting parts. But you
gotta
can't
come correct.
But you can't. You not come correct, but you got to realize that you got all these connecting parts, right? But you the Red Ranger, right? You on the top. You the Red Ranger, but you can only.
Hey, can I be the White Ranger?
No, you cannot.
Green, please.
You fucking up.
He was the real.
y'all-
That's me for. Okay, I'm the Red Ranger.
You
damn
fucking
it.
up my metaphor.
But you're the Black Ranger, and Doug's
fucking up the metaphor.
Doug is definitely the Blue Ranger. You and the Black Ranger had the same fade, that little high
Definitely
top
not.
ditty,
Nope.
and then
Nope.
with the wave.
He had like the terrible ass like.
He had like a high top with the wave too.
No,
Like the
he had to
acceptable-
do that towards the end because I remember in the beginning when he had the questionable hairline.
We'll pull up some video.
Questionable hairline.
We'll have to,
Questionable.
Eventually, we're gonna have to look at
But
pictures.
you fucking
to
up the
confirm.
story. What I was trying to
my
say.
bad. Go ahead.
What I was trying to say is you got to realize that the Epyon Royal is getting bigger. So at first you could have just fought the monsters by yourself. You know what I'm saying, with your weapon or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you gotta get it in your little motherfucking, your little
When the monsters
Zoid.
level up, you gotta level up.
You gotta
too.
level up too. But you only can control the head. Remember that. You on the Zord and you can tell everybody else what to do, but you can't literally be in the Black Ranger seat and literally in the Blue Ranger seat.
But you know
and
why that's
literally in
different
the
now?
Yellow Ranger seat. You can't do that anymore. So pretty much what I was trying to say is that's why you feel like that. Like, dang it, I feel like I don't have no control. You got to get to a point
Difference now.
where
So
like,
motherfucker got a Blue Ranger.
yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go with the. You gotta.
we got
you
the
got.
Black Ranger now.
But listen, you gotta. You pretty much
Blue
like.
Ranger.
Let me get to my bottom line. My bottom line is you gotta just remember that the bigger this shit get, the more you gotta like
gotta find more
facilitate
ways.
other people. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Wolfgang Puck can't make everybody play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he got
make
hella restaurants.
Yeah, he got hella restaurants. He got to make the recipe, and he got to just trust that the people he fuck with is gonna do it right. And that's the only way he gonna have the multiple restaurants. So if you want Epyon Royal to get bigger, you just got to make sure that the blueprint is right, and you got to just be ready to be extending the brand itself to other people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is why I felt like it was like just kind of. I felt like I was running behind a car, like when you hold on to the trunk of a car and you're trying to be cute and run after it when you're a kid.
Yep.
And then you're like, mom is like, fuck that shit. They throw that shit, and you gotta let go. Like
fell
last
off in the
year,
Cavalier.
because last year was like so many bad things happened last year. Like I'm going through all these learning curves with Doug. Like he's bucking up at me, I'm bucking back. He gets a little upset. I'm upset because I bucked too hard. I'm like, all right, I gotta learn how to speak to people that aren't like savages and shit. Like I'm fucking everything up, I'm losing all my friends. Dial it down. But it was like I was doing all of the screen printing, and we couldn't get the tags done in time. So it was like we were taking products to Eastern Market without tags, and you know, it's like we're losing money because we don't have shirts in certain sizes because I'm too emotional to print, or I'm tired, or I've been at the office too long and I don't want to go all the way to the print shop and do all that manual labor. And it's like, you know, Doug and I are losing money because we just don't have 2X shirts. Because when I order the shirts, I'm like too skittish, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm only gonna get 22X because they're like $7 each. And I'm
only
like,
buying what you're comfortable with instead of stretching.
Well, because I have to do the manual labor too.
Yeah.
And then when we're at Eastern Market in 105-degree weather, I gotta hitch the trailer. We gotta pull the shit over to the side on the curb and drag it through wet grass and find the parking and deal with asshole customers and try to stay hydrated. It's like so many other things on top of printing, designing, emailing, Instagram, making the content. That's why I don't even put out videos as much, because at the end of the day I'm like cooked, you know. But I don't want to be in 2015. Like I was never cooked. I'm like, yo, where are my friends at? Y'all sleeping? They're like, we got day jobs, dude. We gotta get up at 4. I'm like, oh, you sure?
You sure?
You can quit, you can live in my house, but you gotta work for Epyon Royal and I can't pay you. Nobody ever took that deal.
Dude, the amount of times he offered me that deal,
I'm like man,
I'd wake up to get ready for work to like 3 of those messages in my inbox. Like, bro,
I'm like, bro, you're like 20 years old. Shut the fuck up. Quit that stupid ass shoe salesman job. Live in my fucking basement. We're gonna hustle hard. Doug was like, yeah, I'm doing this shit. He started coming to the office and like interning, and like he had a desk and everything. Like he was formulating sales plans. And then he's like, yeah, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do my shoe
crazy.
thing.
It's like,
and I'm like, no, Doug.
It's like if you would have told me, if you would have told me to do that shit when I was like,
we were already making money. We already made a bunch of money from Albies, and even though I secured the sale, because Doug was like, yo, Albies, they're not replying to my email, dude. And I was like, fuck this shit. Let's take all these shirts. We're driving there, right?
Yeah.
And then we walked out with like $400, right?
It was like 3.
And you got your little cut, right?
Yeah.
But that was a lesson, you know? And I felt like, oh man, we're making progress. Like I'm showing Doug some shit and he's showing me some stuff from like the formal retail side. And then it's like out of nowhere, Doug lost the gumption to keep going. And I'm like, man, we had so many false starts, you know, because some, like at Warped Tour, you know, there'd be moments where you're like going hard as hell. I'm like, yeah, Doug, I could like go a little easier. And then some days where I'm like, Doug, wake up.
Yeah.
People dying for these Pokemon shirts. Please put your shirt back on. Like, I'm like, Doug, please drink water. Doug, go stand in the sun. Like, you can't hide back here. Go say hi. Get on the megaphone. And then, like, towards the end, when we started figuring it out, it was like, money, money, money.
Yeah.
And but it's like all learning experience in it. You got to go through bad to even figure out what good is.
Yeah.
Because if you don't,
I had to get confidence in myself too. That was a big thing. Was that I had been with Journeys for so long. I didn't have confidence that I could do something else.
Yeah,
I just didn't have that.
Well, and now it's like beginning. You're just like a protege. You're like, I don't know shit about Eastern Market. I don't know shit about selling. Really, this is not hardcore shows. This is not Warped Tour. Like. You literally didn't even know what Adelaide Street was and all these things. Like now you're like a true Detroiter.
Like,
you know?
I just know I'm gonna go there and say hi to
you
everybody.
Like walk over to Zeph's in your Tom shoes and go order your skillet with no assistance. You know, like you're a true Detroiter now. And for me, it was like in the beginning, I'm like, man, I was doing all the selling, right? You were just kind of shadowing me in the beginning, and I'm like, oh, say hi to everybody. It was like we were formulating it together. But like in the Warped Tour days, you couldn't have done that. Yeah. You weren't that competent, you know. But now it's like you. Now it's like you. I was still you can make more like executive decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, when they come to collect, pay that shit. You know the drill. You know. So if I gotta run to the office all the way from the city to turn my phone back on because I accidentally hard reset it and I can't log into my
Wiped
Google
every-
account. So now we can't get transactions on credit card. Credit card is our most. Goddamn, I got hiccups now.
It was so funny the day that happened because we didn't even
Nothing
have
about
any.
that day was
I only
funny.
I only had 2 people that even asked to pay with credit card, and both of them I was like, yeah, we're working on that.
They came back too. It's
Yeah,
sick.
well, yeah, both of them literally were like, all right, where's an ATM?
And we killed the
within
sales that day.
5 minutes.
We killed the sales that day. Like,
Yeah.
I came back at like 2:30. It's like almost time to start packing up. I'm like, I got Square logged in. I can't text. I can't do nothing. Like, I don't even know my password. I'm locked out of Facebook. Instagram thinks I'm a hacker. 'Cause I don't even know my passwords. I'm like, oh boy.
And I just had to just be like,
I'm like,
there was
"Dad,
like
I'm
2 or
coming."
3 times he's sitting there focused on his phone. I'm like, yo, I need you to grab this shit. Like,
Yeah,
go grab these
and-
shirts, bro.
And it's like we can't even.
We got these people want this and this. This person wants this and this. I need you to just swipe this boy's card.
This is why we need to make a documentary and have shit filmed, because this is all super important information for young business owners.
Do for
And it's
real. Oh,
entertaining.
yeah,
If
yeah.
you like the brand at all, it's genuinely like real weirdo shit that happens, and we're all
I'm
characters.
gonna have to buy hella batteries for the new camera.
Yeah,
And
like,
just like post that boy up
Get you
all
a
day
battery
on
grip,
Instagram.
bro. You're gonna buy a $2,500 camera. Might as well get whatever the biggest battery grip is.
I don't really like
Shut
battery
up,
grip for that
bro.
one.
You'll get one. I'm calling it right now. He'll get one. He's too bougie to not get that shit. He's gonna be like, yeah, I know, like,
might.
and he's gonna make it sound like his own idea. He's gonna be like, yeah, I know you said get the battery grip, but I actually got a different thing. It's kind of like a battery grip, but it's also like a vibrating grip. So like, it's not your idea. It's like my idea. Doug don't give me credit, but someday Doug's gonna be like, fuck, Tim is like a father figure to me, dog. Like, hell yeah, I'm like 5 years older than you. I better be your daddy. The fuck? I'm not.
All right, that shit got weird
I
real
don't
quick.
feed. I don't feed other people's kids.
Doug,
But
I don't
listen,
know how you can take this abuse from this man. You know what I'm saying? He
I just
even
let him
called, he
run.
even called you little daddy,
Listen, I
regular
let him just
daddy.
listen. Tangent thing.
Listen. Doug never doesn't have a smile on his face when he's with me. Unless we're talking about like real sad stuff, because we go through shit. We lose people. We lose pieces of ourselves. And it's up to our friends to remind ourselves why shit matters. You know, like, your cousin passed away and I told you, like, you gotta use this energy for something. You gotta do something different. And even though whatever's going on
That's coming
now,
up
it
on
might
a
not
year
even be
now.
related. You know what I'm saying? But somehow you're like indirectly using this energy to develop new skills
Yeah.
at this like adult stage in your life where most people get set in their ways. And you're,
Yeah, that's like when
and you're
I
doing a lot of free work. You're doing a lot of free work for the brand. And you know, like, you're dedicating your time, your money to this shit. Just like Fernando, you know, like, we've been talking about this kind of stuff for so long, and I've always been like, yo, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. I feel annoying most of the time because I'm always like so excited trying to get people to like ante up, you know, like. And then Fernando, I was like, yo, let's do a podcast. I don't know what it's about, but if you want to come to the office, be there at 7 o'clock. Fernando's like, all right, I'll buy the microphones. And I was like, all right, cool. I don't want to pick them. You do the research. I don't got time to be watching this many YouTube videos on microphones.
do it for real. I'm so terrible.
And then
with that.
he invested his own money. He still hasn't gotten paid back for this. You know, like, and he bought a mic for Doug when Doug got onto the show late after he was like, yeah, I don't really think that's a good idea. I don't really know. You know, we had like a bunch of meetings when we were like formulating the podcast,
Yeah,
and he wasn't there.
yeah.
Exactly. But now he's here. But that's the
Yeah.
thing. Fernando bought another mic for Doug. We all have matching headphones. There's mic stands here. He brings his laptop. He does a rough edit. It's like he's anteing up. Like, that's the shit that I like to see from my friends. It's like hard for me to be around people that came up from the same circumstances from me, and I'm desperately trying to be a better person. I'm desperately trying to seek knowledge. I'm desperately trying to change my malicious ways, and people that I love to death like betray you, or they just don't evolve with you.
yeah.
And it's like disheartening because it makes me feel like, oh, am I just weird for, like, am I just like doing too much? Like,
Yeah.
but it's cool because now, like, I feel like I've been nagging you guys so long, like, oh man, you play guitar, do this shit on YouTube and oh yeah, oh you smoke weed, like just live stream that, or let's do Twitch, or I've always been trying to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, oh come be in the videos, come take pictures with me. Like it's cool that now that we're actually doing this shit, because life is short. And all these things that we create, I feel like they should be on the internet in as many places humanly possible, because whether it's us or somebody in years to come, they're gonna find value out of this, or like kids or whoever, you know. Like I want to have kids, and I think it would be cool to
Show them the stuff, yeah.
and even if I'm a completely different person in a few years, which happens, you know, I'm not the same dude I was in 2009.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not the same dude I was in high school.
Yeah.
You know?
Facts.
And it's like for me, like I like being around people like that.
Yeah.
So for me to see you guys put your money where your mouth is, I feel like finally, I'm like, welcome to the club.
Which, by the way,
I'm
I got
by myself.
paid for my photos for the first time ever a few days ago.
In terms of percentages. How
10%.
Ooh, dang.
Yeah.
What you buying with that? Nothing? Just saving it?
Yeah, I just put
Oh,
it.
you just spent that shit on Tim Hortons?
Probably, yeah.
Doug, I'm
Yeah.
hungry. I thought you was coming with pizza. I threw out half of my mac and cheese. I
Why
was
would you
like
do that?
nauseous. I was like
Right,
nauseous.
why?
Well, I don't know.
Why'd
I
you
just
throw
get,
it out? You got a fridge, bro.
Yo, I get so nauseous in the morning when I got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I just get like weird, anxious, nauseous. Like I hit the ground running the moment I wake up.
Yeah.
And when I got here, it wasn't frozen. It was like in the box. Like I don't have a fridge in here that keeps stuff super cold, like food. So it's like once I heat it up, I gotta eat it. And it's like so strong. It was like buffalo chicken mac and cheese with
That sounds.
it was chicken fried chicken tenders. There's like a little ranch drizzle with some cheese on top. It was good, but it was like early. I
Yeah,
was
too
kind
early
of
in the morning
hungry,
for that. Yeah.
But the minute I started eating it, I got like a little nauseous. I'm like,
yeah.
fuck.
I
I
can
put
see
it back
that.
in the microwave. I was like, all right, let me chill for a few minutes. Like a half hour later, I'm like, I probably shouldn't eat this, but I'm gonna microwave it again, zap it out.
Oh yeah, that's all right. I understand why you
And
threw
then I
half of
ate
it
the
out.
chicken.
You microwaved that boy twice.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it was
Done.
in room temperature for like an hour. So
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
I don't like wasting food if it's animal products and stuff.
Yeah.
So I ate all the chicken out of it. It was like the best part. It was like chicken tenders with cheese on it
Yeah.
and spicy. It was cool.
Bro, we're getting
um,
Coney Island after this. Oh my god, this shit sounds so
but
good.
but
I'm starving.
but I was like, I hate wasting food.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I started Epyon Royal, like I legitimately couldn't afford anything.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even afford food. I was paying for rent for my ex-girlfriend to live with me and my best friend.
yeah.
He wasn't paying me shit. And it was like I was eating ramen noodles every day. So when I would like get Taco Bell or anything, like I could never waste it. Like remember early on when you would get food at a restaurant,
Mhm.
I'd be like, he'll have a carry out. I'd be like, yo, you gonna take that carry out?
Yep.
Because he don't even
Oh, I know.
really always like
I
leftovers.
remember that shit too.
He's like
Yeah.
especially if we're traveling,
he
he's
doesn't
like,
do
I'm not
leftovers.
taking it nowhere. We're on a road trip. I'm like, I'm putting that in the floorboard with the AC on it.
Yeah.
And I'm eating that in 5 hours.
Well, here's
Yeah.
the difference. I actually do leftovers. It's just that the food that we usually get is
No,
not
sometimes you
leftover
don't.
worthy.
No, but sometimes it's like if we go to a restaurant,
I'm not
they
about to
give us-
reheat a burger.
Listen. If we go to a restaurant and they give us like toast, like 4 pieces of toast, and you don't touch it, I'm like, fuck it, I'll take that.
Oh yeah,
I'll
see,
take
I
it
don't
to the
fuck with
office.
But see, that's why like I get to the point
I'll
where
make a
like
little
if I know
sandwich
I'm
out
not
of
gonna
that.
fuck with it, I just tell them not to put it on there. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna throw it out.
No, I get everything I can, but it's like, oh, it messes up my eyes, itchy boy. Whew. Oh, child, I can't see out of my left eye.
Lord Jesus.
Oh Lord, I'm staying in the middle of the road. Don't you look to the left and don't you look to the right. Just keep in the middle of the road. Listen,
Yo, this podcast.
I had a black music teacher.
Yeah,
I had
we
a black
already-
music
we
teacher.
already,
I had a black music teacher.
It don't
and
matter because she was
she would
teaching in
teach
an
us-
all-white school.
Yeah,
so
she
it
would
don't
teach us
matter if
slave
she was
hymns.
black.
No, I'm serious. That's those
She
like
could have been teach. She could.
the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Never heard that?
No, because that
Anyways.
ain't got nothing to do with
Yo,
black
shout out to
people.
Wells Fargo, man. They were like the first FedEx. They were like Amazon. They started out delivering shit on a wagon. So Wells Fargo is famous for delivering oranges from Florida to like the northern regions. And like that was like a crazy gift that you could get if you had rich family members, because they had to keep that thing ready, you know. So Wells Fargo, they became one of the biggest financial establishments after just being like a horse and buggy delivery company. That's fucking amazing.
That's crazy.
It's incredible. I love stuff like that.
That is pretty crazy.
And that's the stuff I want to do with y'all. Like I want to start on this grassroots level and keep building, man.
Yeah, I just really want to focus on the media company, like.
Keep doing shit for Epyon Royal, bro. I need you to just practice whatever. Get a slider, come slide. Like
You just want me to buy a slider?
No, I buy a slider. It's like $50. Listen, we could like cause this summer I want to do a lot of decals. I want to do a lot of pins. I want to do like a lot of small products. They're like $5 each. So it's like the smallest transaction you can even afford it. But they have big margins. So we have all the shirts, but we sprinkle in a bunch of this other stuff. So like I could go get a big ass roll of vinyl and you could come out with the camera and like make it cinematic. Like, with the lights in here and have it cut the vinyl.
That's why, like I said, if I'm gonna buy like a bigger piece of equipment after the camera, the next thing would be that DJI Ronin S.
Well, because that's
I
even
can
like
do
a slider too.
Yeah, I can do like pretty much anything I could do on a slider, but there's a lot of stuff that's like I was saying earlier, dude. That infinity roll thing looks so fucking dope. It's kind of gimmicky, but I would totally use
You know
it.
what he's talking about?
Nope.
All right. So what happens is you put you lift the gimbal up into what's called like
A what? You lift a what up?
So you know the thing that I put my iPhone on, the stabilizer?
Yeah.
That keeps it, that's called a gimbal.
Okay, yeah.
So you can buy those for actual cameras because they were first created for like cinema cameras for movies and shit like that. To keep the footage smooth.
Big,
Yeah, the big, yep, you know what I'm talking about. So they make handheld ones, right? So the one that I want to get is called a DJI Ronin S, and it's got a thing called an infinity roll. So basically what it is like, so you're holding it like a stick, right? You turn it into what's called flashlight mode, like straight horizontal, and it pushes, like points the camera forward, and as you hold the button and record and move, it turns the camera, and it will go infinitely. So you can keep spinning, so you can get footage where it literally looks like the world is like spinning and shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what, I
so
did
think
see a
about all
couple
the
of
dope ass
videos
shit that I can do
was
with
like
that.
making the whole screen just flip, and I was like, oh, that's a cool. I thought that was just like a little edit. I didn't think the camera could.
Well,
do
you
that.
can edit it if you crop in, but like no, you can actually get the shit with the camera, and like, and I'm about to draw. Like I already figured out like I have the money set aside at the end of this month. I'll be like putting down on that new camera, so like it's gonna be way better quality, because the one that I have right now is literally like the quality of the camera I have now. I'm glad I bought like a stupid cheap, like the cheapest one you can get, because it's what's forced me to get as good as I've gotten so quickly, is because I had like literally the worst available brand new version of equipment to use it with. But it's like, it's not made for like video or anything really. It really is just made for like a family to buy it just to say they got a camera for the family. Like that's just it. Like it's got shit autofocus, the video quality sucks, like it's just cheap. But this one, bro,
for the family photos.
Exactly. But yeah, no, when I upgraded this new one, there's going to be so much more shit we're going to be able to do too, because I'll have a better tool to let my creativity come out.
And I just think it's like, man, this year is gonna be so incredible, Doug. Like, we're really gonna triumph together, man. Like this year, like
cool shit's gonna happen.
This year from like a personal, like from me to you, like I'm gonna do something super special for you this year, and you're probably gonna cry. So don't ask for no more information.
What? Like, because I'm gonna be curious and be like, bro, what is it?
Duh, because that's why I'm the boss, because I don't have to fucking answer you.
He like tries to be nice, but also insulting in the same sentence.
I have
like that's his MO.
Be nice all
He's
the
like,
way.
I'll be real nice to you, but I also want to end with like a bitter taste.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna jab you if I don't hit you with the hook. Otherwise, you're gonna hurt me. Little bitch ass beta males. They'll be out there in the club, try to hit you with a little jab, thinking you're gonna like, bro, you better follow that up, because I'm uppercutting you. As that jab is coming to me, I'm gonna eat it, but my right fist is coming for your chin.
Lord Jesus.
I'm gonna rock 'em, sock 'em that neck. So when I hit you with the little jab, like, yo, we're playing, I'm gonna hit you with the hook, and I hope you could block that shit. Throw an elbow up. Stick your head back. Floyd Mayweather.
Tim.
Look at this. Floyd
Tim.
Mayweather. Look.
Tim.
Hey.
Look.
That's a Floyd.
Tim.
Hey,
Finish your point.
Hey, listen, guys. If you want a video version of this filmed very beautifully with our studio that we're getting together, comment down below.
Now.
Right, get more people to like, subscribe,
comment,
and watch,
like, subscribe,
and watch them so that we can start making that AdSense.
Tell your friends.
Let's finish this off, guys. I actually like these really long podcasts. I just don't like to edit them. But I really like when we get random and deep and not deep and we make fun of people. I love making fun of people.
It's kind of like what we created this podcast for, was to literally just kind of showcase like us and like who we are as a group, and also as individuals. Yeah, exactly. As natural as possible.
And literally, the more sensitive the world gets, the more shit I make fun of.
This dude is the personified version of what South Park was.
No, I'm better because I'm smart. Listen, and I don't care about pop culture. Listen to this. This is why I'm excited, boys. Because think about it. I have the most inventory right now on hand than I've ever had. We have the best quality shirts than we've ever had. We have a better working relationship, all three of us. Fernando's new to the working relationship now. He's always been part of the crew. Been down, gone to the different states, gone across the country, put his own money on the line.
Gang.
Customer from the very beginning, getting deliveries in like 7-Eleven parking lot and shit. But it's like, we have the most merchandise on hand, best quality. We work the best together. We got a third wheel now, so hopefully if he comes out, then like we can figure out some real fucking potent shit.
Utilization.
You don't know yet, Fernando, because you haven't been around it, but shit happens and his shit will click, and then out of nowhere,
all makes sense.
The financial situation crazy changes, and you don't know when it happens, and you don't know with who is around. You know, like me bringing Doug on was just so I could have an extra hand. You know, it wasn't because I was like, yo, Doug's selling all my stuff. He didn't really develop these street skills until he was in the street. He had the like formal retail, formulaic, but he developed his real street savvy stuff in the field, you know. That's why I think it's dope. And I think if you did come out, it'll be, you never know, you might change your own life. You might see something somebody else is selling at the market and be like, ooh, I could do that, let's go.
Yeah,
I got $100, I could start this. And you never know, we could get you plugged in. We know all the coolest people at Eastern Market. We could get you plugged in. But it's like,
I got a couple ideas.
I get excited about that. I get excited about, you know, having a relationship with like chief event coordinator at Ferndale, you know, having a friendship with him, and, you know, having friendships with people in the industry, people in parallel industries to apparel, and being in a better mental state, like being in a better financial position, like boss's health is good, you know, my health is better. Like you guys are looking good, and it's like I feel like through all this turmoil lately, it kind of made us a lot closer.
Yeah.
Even though like I push back all the time, and like it is hard to be around me sometimes when things get a little too like emotional, you know, when there's family stuff going on. But it's like you guys never was like trying to avoid me, whereas like so many other people, they were like, oh, you know, damn, he's just so negative.
Yeah.
All he talks about is Epyon Royal. Oh, that's, you know, it's like, yeah, because this is how I express myself. This is how I identify. These are like how I meet my customers. And
yeah, man,
like,
most of you gotta realize,
years.
bro, most of them people is just jealous because they don't have nothing that they can talk about like that. You know what I'm saying? Like people think that I should be like that with my 9 to 5. Like people be like, oh my God, you work for SCA, you work for Chrysler. Oh my God, how,
like you got it made and
like,
shit.
Like it's just the fucking life. And it's like, nah, bro,
No,
it's
I'm
blood,
kind of fucking miserable.
It's blood, sweat, and tears for this quote unquote stability. You know what I'm saying? Like it's blood, sweat, and tears for this quote unquote benefits and quote unquote bonus checks that are always bullshit, by the way. And it's like, I get it, bro. It's like you put in so much motherfucking work. You work so motherfucking hard. and you proud of your shit. You know, like at the end of the day, every dollar you get is from your motherfucking hands.
Even like when the shirts went to $25 at the market, because they sell for that online all the time. But it was like, you know, sometimes when we have bad days, I feel bad because, you know, Doug will put in a fucking 12-hour day for me. And then it's like, you know, the sales weren't that good. I didn't have the merchandise, or maybe the weather was bad. It's like he still put in 10 man hours that day. So for me, it's like, you know, forget this shit. Like, if I put in all this work, we got Stephanie doing tags. We got Tyler helping out with the printing. He ain't doing all my printing. I don't know if he thinks he is, but I'm still doing hella printing because that's something that I like to do. I just don't want to print thousands of them.
Yeah.
I want to do like the little limited stuff.
Yeah,
like the real
cool
Epyon Royal
runs,
weird
but,
shit that
yeah.
we would buy and other people like us. Oh, my balls itch, y'all. All right, we good. Man, we back.
That's what I was saying.
But what was the whole point of this?
We never had a point. We just was talking.
What was I just saying though? I was getting somewhere.
You're talking about having when the price of the shirts went up to $25.
Oh yeah. And then you know what? It was like when we put the price of the shirts at $25, it didn't stop anybody from buying our stuff.
Yeah, no, that was pretty awesome.
All it did
I told you that though.
You know, listen, I know this. Yeah, you're true, because you always said you don't even gotta have sales. And I'm like, sales make shit fun for the customers. Even though I don't want to sell shit at a discount and I don't really have to. Customers love that, and I love being like, yo, it's a fucking party on the website, and people like buying so much clothes. And for me it's like, hell yeah, because now these clothes are in people's closet, and these are people like me and people that like a discount. I don't care who you are, if you're my friend or you run a business, you know, I like when you're like, yo bro, here's a little discount. I don't ask for it, but I love it. I love when it's like I go to the movies, my homeboy works there, he's like, yo, skirt. Alright, thanks fam, but I don't have a girlfriend, but I appreciate 2 tickets that I can't use later. But to me, like, that's what it's all about, and I think it's cool that you guys are drifting in a more fulfilling direction. And even though like some of my other friends that like violated and just whatever, you know, I don't even have answers. You know, I don't even have answers for none of these people. And that's the most annoying shit, is when you can't be a man and like be direct. It's like I don't even really have answers why people just fucking skip town.
Yeah, don't.
You can be friends with for like 20 years, 25 years, and they're just whoop. Yeah. Like for me, that's weird, but it's like, you know, when you get older in life, you see a lot of people go into directions that it makes you sad, because you're like, fuck, I gotta separate myself from this now.
Yeah.
Or like you know, some people you just don't get along with. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you just outgrow bullshit ass people, bro. Like I moved around. I moved out. I moved a lot when I was a kid. Like every 2 years we lived in a new place. So I got friends who I've known, you know, since I was a kid. And I remember like every single time I moved, I would be somebody that I was like super, super cool with, that I would hang with all the time. Yeah. But the people who I still hang with to this day is the people who was my real friends, because after I moved 2-3 places, if you still was calling me and checking on me, that means you was a real friend. That's how I learned how to be a real friend. You know what I'm saying? From moving around so many different schools, so many different neighborhoods.
Bro, I was 5 hours away.
I'm going from house to apartment, from apartment to house, like house to my grandmother's house.
In the hood too, you know, like
going everywhere.
Yeah. Having weirdo. You've literally every living situation.
Bro,
you've been in
all
every living situation.
Yes, you know, I done been on every situation.
Besides like a fucking really good one. Like a big ass house with a pool or something, you know. Like
I mean, I could say I've had really like nice ass situations.
No, you have. You've been in some good buildings.
Some really nice. I would say the house I lived in right after I graduated high school, when I stayed off 16 in Dodge Park.
I didn't even know you lived that close.
Yeah, bro. I don't think you really came to the house. But that was like the nicest house I ever lived in. It was awesome.
That was probably before Epyon Royal, because that's like when we reunited. You're like, oh shit, I like that shirt, and I was like, oh, $10. You're like, word. Where you at?
One of the times I took a picture of myself in that shirt with the American flag on it.
Yeah, I still
With the cock hat. My hat was like kind of to the side and shit or whatever.
Yeah.
I was in that house. And that was the nicest house like we pretty much ever lived in. And it was like I'm seeing that, and my mother pretty much explaining to me what it took and how much money it takes to have that kind of house versus when we was living with my grandmother. And like literally it was me, my mother, and my sister. When I'm in it's like an elementary school, but we was literally in all the same room.
That's
like
hard.
I done been through that. Like that low
That shit is
to having my own floor. When I stayed in Detroit off of 7 Mile, I had my own floor. Like the basement had its own kitchen and its own bathroom.
I love basements like that.
So it was like I never had a reason to go upstairs. Like my mom would be like, you need to come see the rest of the family sometimes. And I'm like, hey, there's no reason to come upstairs.
Yeah.
Like you gave me food down here.
Yo, that's how it is
I got
with my
the
dad
bathroom
right
down
now.
here.
Like I got like a fridge, I got the microwave and everything, and then like I've got a separate bathroom. It's at the top of the stairs, but it's like separated by a door and everything like that. That's how it is. Like, bro, I'll go like I can't remember the last time I saw my dad in person. We live in the same house.
Oh, for real? You haven't seen him?
No, I just we'll talk, but like it'll literally just go like days without seeing him or anybody in my family because like all of our schedules. My dad works midnights. My stepmom works super early in the morning. My little brother's
that's probably
at school.
better though. You know, for your own independence. I think that's probably better.
No, absolutely. It's definitely helpful. I have such a hard time after like because I know exactly how you feel, Fernando. Bro, I was 5 hours away for a while. I was gone for like 2 years. I moved back and like literally out of all the people I talked to, there's like 3 people I still talk to. When I first moved back, you guys knew, and then my buddy Muffin, who's like one of my best friends in the world, same with Tyler, and then my cousin actually, that was when me and him got back in contact with each other. He found out I was moving back. He got my number from my mom and texted me the day I came back to go out to eat. So like that shit's crazy. You move the second you become unavailable to people, you're like they write you off. They don't even think about it.
But yeah, I'm excited, guys. This year's gonna be a real good year.
Yes, it is.
The accomplishments that I'm going to accomplish will occur. And then we had the best product. We had the best strategy. We're teaming up. We're consistent with the content. Doug's making a ton of content for the brand that makes it my life a lot easier. Fernando's doing a podcast that makes my life a lot easier. Tyler's doing a lot of the printing that makes my life a lot easier. Stephanie's helping out with the tags. That's like a savior because I can't even do the tags. I can't sew, guys.
Yes, you can.
Exposed. I just don't want to dedicate the time. You know how many skills I had to learn already, dog?
That's what I'm
I
saying,
don't got
man.
no
You
more
the
room in
head
my
of the
brain to be
Megazor
good
right
at
now.
stuff.
Yeah.
You
Bruh.
the head of the Megazor.
If we go to the basketball court, I'm making the most points. If we go to the skate park, I'm doing the most kickflips. I'm competitive, man. Like, I want to do better and better. Man, we're rambling.
Yeah, we are.
Anyways, guys,
Yeah.
you guys got any finishing statements, Doug? Are you ready for this year?
Yeah.
Are you optimistic?
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't care about no other aspect. The Epyon Royal shit. Like, I want to know from you directly. Like, are you good? Like, do you have any concerns? What's your vibes going into the season? Because it's literally probably starting this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, my vibes my thoughts going into the season is, I'm super excited. I think this year we'll hit all of the goals that we attempted for last year. I'm fully confident in that. Every goal that we thought we were gonna hit and fell short of last year was only because of us, and we are what we needed to be last year now. So I think we're gonna hit all of those goals. But yeah, I mean that's a lot of my thoughts. That and like I have a pretty good feeling, especially of where we'll be at the end of this year with me continuing to do what I'm doing with the media side of things, I think that might even get to a point where that might dominate what my contribution to Epyon Royal is. I feel like that could definitely happen where me doing that could produce more income than anything I'm doing right now for the brand too. So
you've seen firsthand. Every beneficial thing that we do as a group, it equates to making more money, and we're not doing anything that's stressful or out of character or annoying. This is just stuff that we're naturally interested in or learning or and good at or professionals
to better at it.
Yeah, or flat out professionals.
Yeah.
And it's cool to have other people around me see that shit, because a lot of times people don't get to the point where they see it add up. So they just subtract it before they ever start trying to stack it up. How do you feel about being part of the marketing? Because this is going to be your second year officially. Like, do you feel any kind of different knowing about the market now? That, like, do your life change at all? Because I feel like my shit, like my whole game plan is different, and the way I treat people is different. My understanding of other people and like my appreciation for my local support is like infinitely stronger now.
100%. On top of the just the fact of it's the second year now, so I have way more to look forward to. I'm way more excited going into it. I can't wait for it to be summer again, because it was less than a year ago, but I have nostalgia for the really good days at the market where we're all just making money, hanging out and stuff. I can't wait until we're back out on Russell Street to go and see Teddy. Teddy hasn't been at the market in forever. I can't wait to see him. Paulie's been gone for 3 months. I can't wait till he gets back. All that stuff. It's just it's a community, and it's a community that I've become really, really excited that I'm a part of.
Don't you look forward to it?
Yeah.
To me, it's
the point where even when I'm exhausted, even on a Friday night when it's 11, 12 o'clock at night, I'm just getting home, and I think I'm oh my God, I've only got 4.5 hours to sleep, but I'm I gotta get to bed because I can't wait to wake up.
Yeah, because it's I work all week long, but it's almost like recess, despite the fact that it's more work than I've done all week.
Yeah.
It's physically demanding, mentally demanding. It's crazy, but it's recess to me. It's wow, this is a physical activity. We're natural, fresh air. We're out in the city learning. People come up to us all the time with weird things and teach us stuff. And tell me this. Tell me Teddy and Fernando wouldn't be the best friends ever.
Oh my God, yes.
Tell me that shit, man.
Teddy is basically just
Fernando.
Yeah, he's white you 20 years from now.
He's cool as hell.
Yeah.
You'll meet him if you come
He's not 20 years older than you, but he has what I imagine you would be in 15, 20 years. That's how Teddy is.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. And
he's the most kind person in the world.
Yeah, he feeds us.
Yeah, he's always looking out for us. We don't even ask for it. He's always he'll come in, he'll roll up to the market. He's here, I got extra energy drinks, got extra Gatorades for you guys. You guys, he'll come in, he gives us free stuff. I actually talked to him about building something for my photography stuff, and he was no, I won't charge. We'll just charge cost of materials, and you and Tim come out and hang out for the day. He's just that kind of person. He's such a good person.
He's taking care of me. That was one of my first friends at the market when I was up there, not selling as much, my first year. Yeah. He was because a lot of those vendors, they hated me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. All the clothing people definitely hate me. But it's I think
we know why they hate us.
When you're unapologetic about your culture and the things that you like and the shit that you stand for, people that apologize a lot are intimidated by it, So when we're loud and we're saying rambunctious stuff and we're having fun, some of these other older vendors, they don't like it. But it's that's just normal for us. And that's the positive. We're cackling like dogs in the morning. We're screaming. We're riding scooters.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
30 miles an hour. We're drifting scooters in the dust, 20 miles an hour. We're having so much fun, and we just don't let people stop it.
We're just completely unabashed by it. We don't care. We are who we are, and
we're winning everybody over.
We're
winning everybody over. The market loves us. We're always there. We never unless it rains, we never call off. Where we go to the meetings, we contribute to the meetings, and it's like it's cool because the podcast's getting long, but this last year it was like the whole time I was doing Epyon Royal, I never felt like I got love from Detroit, you know, because I didn't do a lot of Detroit shirts. So it was like, compared to these other brands that were popular at the time, that's like all they did. And I had like a big following online and like a cult following and all these like subcultures, but I felt like Epyon Royal was never like synonymous with Detroit, and it always like bothered me. But like through going to the city and just like being genuine and interacting with people and asking questions, and it's like we
kind of grew.
We've been adopted.
There.
Yeah, it's like we were adopted, and now like people from all walks of life in the city respect us and like love what we do, and it's sick because it doesn't matter about ethnicity, it doesn't matter about like whether or not we're like edgier than other brands or we support so much skateboarding and biking. Like it doesn't like push people away, whereas I feel like it used to. People be like, oh, that's a skate brand.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's just the Detroit nature. Like, you gotta realize just the geographical nature of Detroit. No one passes through here. Like maybe if you might be going to Canada, but other than that, like you don't really like. If you come to Detroit, you're here for a reason. And most people who not from here, like once you come to Detroit for a decent amount of time and you leave, you like Detroit is sticky. Like it get on you. Like we can all go to different cities and go to different towns all over the world, and like we can leave there with souvenirs and just these experiences and shit. But when other people come to Detroit and they go back and tell people about Detroit, you could tell like Detroit got on you a little bit. Like you come here, you have to go through stuff. Detroit is technically uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be careful.
It is a growing.
It's a growing city.
Careful.
Like people don't even realize, like in the city, like the way you greet someone in Detroit is "What up, though?"
Yep.
Like you're literally saying "What's up," even though I know you going through some bullshit. That's literally how you greet.
Unless you're me, then it's, hey, how's it going?
Well, the problem is, the thing is,
that means you live in the suburbs and ain't nothing wrong with you.
Well, that's how I greet everybody at the market.
In the hood, you don't ask people how they're doing because everybody's doing fucked up.
Exactly. That's why
everybody's messed
what
up. So it's like, yo, what up?
What up, though?
It's like dismissive, but it greets you, and it's like just passive. It's like
exactly.
What up,
it's just general.
And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
But it's a home. But it's not negative. It's a home feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's
simple.
It's simple and it's relaxing. When you come to Detroit, you ain't got to change who you are. Like if you go to another city, you might have to kind of switch up how you are to be able to be here. But no, when you come to Detroit, you can literally stay exactly how you are and come right in. And if you want to mess with everybody, we gonna hug you. But if you don't want to mess with nobody, you don't got to. You can do your thing.
Oh yeah, we could throw the hands as quick as we could open them. You know.
Yep.
And that's the thing about Detroit that's so cool is shit. I had a really good point. When you're genuine in the city will pick you eventually, but you have to put in the time. In the
Sweat
city,
equity.
and listen,
because we ain't got that many resources to be wasting time on bullshit.
Yeah,
that's why we don't have time for that. You got to come perfect. You either got to be motherfucking Epyon Royal. You got to be Sweetwater. You gotta be Ford Field. You gotta be perfect.
St. Andrews.
You gotta be St. Andrews.
You gotta be legendary.
You gotta be legendary. You gotta be top notch. We don't have time to be spending money. You can go to LA and hit 6 clubs, and they might all be cool. And reason is they got just enough traffic to have that many people keep these businesses alive. In Detroit, we don't have time for a bullshit bar. We don't have time for a shitty restaurant.
Listen, Detroit, they demand consistency, you know, because times are tough and you got to get in and get out. So when I support some shit, I need to make sure this is the quality I'm gonna get.
Facts.
Day in and day out. If I'm eating there, I gotta be able to trust that shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best part about Detroit and why they pick you, because when we go down to the city and they ask us the most intimate of questions that only somebody, even if it's in the hood, like any part of the city, you have to be there. You have to speak to people. You have to be foot on the ground and know these things. And when they ask questions, and they know we're legit, it's like oh, sick, like, yeah, what's going on now?
Yeah.
It's like people will come up to the booth, be super skeptical, but then when we explain a design or something, and they're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, yeah, so and they buy stuff. But at first you're like, oh, this asshole, like, this lady, she's being bitchy. And then we explain something to her, and she's like, oh, cool, like, let me get 3 hoodies.
Yeah.
And that's the best part about Detroit. That's so important, because when you're faking, they know. In Detroit doesn't have anything. So all we got is our identity and the culture within it. So when people's faking in the streets, they're gonna be angry, because it's like one culture in the city, you know?
Yeah.
And if you're from Richmond and you're coming down to the city and selling some bullshit, they know. They know.
Yep.
You don't know the lingo. You can't point them to Adelaide and Atwater, and you don't know these things. You don't know the 5 spokes. You don't know strip farming. Like, people know. If you don't know,
I was about to say strip clubs.
If you don't know strip clubs,
you know, 8 Mile.
Listen, if you don't know
Joy Road.
Listen, if you don't know the past 3 mayors and why they fucked up, this people in the city are like, you're not legit. Trust me. And that's the best part about all of this, is because like that respect and that, like, okay, cool, you know, because I feel like I've always had a lot of like presence here, and like I've always had friends here, and I've always had whatever. But when it's like the older community and the more established, mature community is like into it, and it's not just young males, that's when it's like, oh,
and on top of that, like in Detroit, if people don't mess with it in the city, like it ain't gonna, like, you will be stripped for parts if we don't like it. We don't like you not only will you fail, but we are going to eat you alive.
Yeah,
because like I said,
there isn't like
here.
a true discrimination is what I also love, especially like he was just saying, like, there is such a diverse amount of diversity.
And black people love Doug.
Oh.
Look, Doug has like the gauges, the tattoos, the Epyon Royal tattoos on his hand, his neck, and it's like people don't judge him. That's the best part. And people, when they talk to us, they don't think we're hipsters. They don't think we're transplants. They're like, yo, what's up? Oh, hell yeah. Like, I love y'all. I saw y'all on Instagram. Like, oh, shoot. Let's get a picture, you know?
Dude, there's straight up one of the security guards comes up and talks to me about anime and shit. Like, shit like that. Yeah. Like, if you saw this guy, you would never expect that he would ever, like that shit, let alone come up and talk to a tattooed white man to talk about that shit.
Listen, what you got to understand is, like I said, with the history of Detroit is made up of a lot of people who can do a bunch of different things. You know what I'm saying? And especially when they come to a black city, you got to understand, man, like back in the day, everybody knew how to do more than one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody, like, that's why you can buy a really old house and it have a piano in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everybody at least know how to get on a piano.
Everybody had like hobbies and things that they
you know
did.
What I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it's like when you go downtown and you can, I mean, it's literally, you can smell it. You know what I'm saying? You can literally smell. Yeah, you can smell the culture. You can sell. You can smell. That's why I was like, you were saying like how black people love Doug. Reason being is he can have gauges. He got tattoos all you want to. It's the genuine nature that you have. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, just like if you go to the city, yeah, it's a black city. But at the end of the day, if you go into the businesses, most of the corner stores is owned by Arabs. Most of the beauty supplies is owned by, and a lot of restaurants is owned by Koreans. A lot of Greeks, right? Yeah. And you know what I'm saying. You got Dearborn, you got Southwest Detroit.
All Hamtramck is like white people and Polish people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you got all of these different. It's like we all segregated, but not in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? It's a respect way. It's like, all right, I respect what you're doing, so you can stay doing what you're doing over there, and I'll come visit. And then I'll stay doing what I'm doing over here, and you can come visit.
And I feel like people most of the time like get violated in the city when they come from outside of the city, and they're always trying to do some like sketchy shit. You know, they're trying to buy some drugs.
Like I said, in Detroit, we can smell if you ingenuine. So it's like if you a genuine person, you'll be smart enough to make sure you park your car in a smart place.
Yeah.
But if you like,
Greek town.
I love Detroit. I go to the Tigers games all the time. I'm like, okay, so you just park in the parking lot and you go to the game and
You pay
get back in your car.
$30 to
Right,
park.
you pay $30 a park and you get in the car and you get in your, you know what I'm saying? You get your seat or whatever, your season tickets or whatever.
And
You go back to your house. And,
Not
and,
even.
and then on the way, you take
Richmond.
your beer cans and you throw them out all over the city and then you tell everybody about how dirty the city is.
Oh yeah, that pisses me off.
That shit is so fucking annoying.
If you go to Eastern Market in the morning, the vendors are sweeping the sidewalks, picking up trash.
Yeah.
Doug and I are constantly picking up little liquor bottles because, like, believe it or not, we actually care about when there's children around. We care about that.
Oh yeah.
And we care about the behaviors of the vagrants in the areas, and we'll call people out like for harassing us, harassing other people, urinating in public. It's like we genuinely care. So when there's people out there making a mess, but then they're not even from the area, or they're just like tourists or Canadians or whatever, that shit really irritates us.
Yeah, we take like ownership.
We will
over
pick
it.
up garbage in front of people. There literally was a guy that dropped popcorn in our booth. Literally was just dropping it on the ground.
Yeah, while it was like.
And I walked over to him. I'm looking him in the face. I take my foot and I'm sweeping that popcorn past him. He's like, kind of like doesn't know what's going on. He's walking away anyway. And I'm just like in his face, kicking the popcorn out of the booth. And there's no words at all. But it's like people do that.
Yeah.
And you could tell they're not from the city. Because first of all, people from the city don't buy popcorn.
Probably not.
Fuck no, they're buying real food. Listen, they're buying real food, man.
I'll buy popcorn.
Listen, man, you and Michelle eat real food
You're not gonna
first.
go all the way to fucking Eastern Market to buy a big ass bag of popcorn.
And it's stale popcorn and shit. Like,
Yeah.
that's for the tourists, man. That's for like, oh, give it a little Johnny, because he's a little hungry boy.
Yeah.
And this guy's dropping it in a booth. I'm like, yo, what do you think is going on here? What do you think is gonna happen to you?
If people got
I walked up to him.
levels, man.
Doug ain't gonna lie for me.
And we got
Doug
the
ain't gonna
ultimate
compromise
respect, and that's what we get,
his
ultimate
word for me. I walked up. I'm literally kicking this shit out of the booth. This guy's looking at me all sideways like, are you retarded? Get out of here with that. Just like people will like loiter in front of the booth. I'm like, hey, y'all gotta get out of the booth. Like people will block the booth, or people just stand in the aisleway. It's like, this is Detroit. You gotta move or get out of the way.
Yeah.
Or do both. You step to the side, go on the grass. Don't stop on the sidewalk. People get mad about that, especially these hipsters. They ride their bike on the sidewalk. I'm like, do you even know there's a bike lane?
Yeah.
Get off the sidewalk.
You're not allowed to be on the sidewalk unless you're walking your bike.
Yeah, you could tell it's like the chai latte hipsters that they don't even buy anything from the city. They like never spend money in the city.
Oh, it'd be
They
mad
go to
Amazon.
Whole Foods. They go to Whole Foods and shit.
Amazon.
And Amazon, and they get the corporate stuff delivered, and then they're riding bikes on the sidewalk. It's like, that's the type of stuff Doug and I are always combating. We're telling people, walk that bike. You know, like there's kids, they're running around. This is a family environment, and like people that you could tell not from the area is running amok.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Detroit is always painted like, the citizens are evil, the citizens are dangerous, but really it's a lot of these touristy people that they're the ones bringing the garbage, they're the ones getting drunk and like starting fights and yelling. They're the ones that don't know how to park. They don't know how to parallel park. They're bumping into each other's cars like hit and run. It's never the residents, and that's the thing that we're trying to always push is like, it's not what the media and everybody thinks it is. Sure, there are a lot of residents that are hard up, so bad things happen, but there's a lot of these Canadian tourists and other people that it's just like shits and giggles to them. They just want to see some burned down buildings and some graffiti, but it's like, pick up your trash, you know?
Right.
Well, yeah, like I said, we take ownership of our role when we're there. So it's like when you take ownership like that, you have a sense of pride and you have like unspoken accountability.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of is. It's like, this is our part, and it's like, it's like, think about like when you were talking about that house on 16 and Dodge Park.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you do around that house, like cleaning up and shit like that? Because you were proud as hell to be there. You weren't paying the bills.
Hell no.
It wasn't technically your house.
Hell no.
But like you had pride over that.
Yeah.
You were proud of the way that it was and the accomplishment it stood for.
I ain't necessarily had pride. There was a lot of bullshit politics at that house, but I will say I had like the most freedom there because I had access to a lot of my friends, and because it was still like right after high school, so it was like I still could connect with a lot of different people, and that's when I started making. That's when I first started making beats. That's when I first started getting with Epyon Royal. Yeah, that's when I first met Michelle.
And you lost your virginity.
No, I lost my virginity way before then.
Oh yeah.
But that's like how Detroit, how it is when we're down there in the city. It's like we're proud of it. It's like a house that we want to keep nice.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know what it's like when it was fucked up. You know what it's like when downtown looked like a desert. And like when you can go downtown and literally it was just ghost. It was just nobody there. And then now it's congested.
We get there early and there's
traffic every day now.
Yeah, you gotta have common courtessy because there's
that's the other part. People not used to like each other. You know what I'm saying? People is like it's a lot of people. It's culture shock, and a lot of people they work hard. Like they work. People overwork 2-3 jobs, and then when they finally get out, they don't see other people or meet other people. They're so used to social media, or they just used to their immediate friends and family. So then when they meet strangers, they don't even know what the fucking say and do.
Well, and you know what? You want to know something crazy? This is like an observation doing this for like the past 10 years. The homeless in the city are getting way more aggressive. Like they're touching people, grabbing them by the arm. Like, hey sir, like literally like, grab you tough. And just like grab the fuck up on them. They didn't touch me, but literally they say shit to you like, but they're touching people. They're like whistling at the females. And to me, like that's kind of crazy. Like things are getting a lot better in the city, but at the same time, it's getting equally worse in some ways.
It's being magnified. And
it's getting weird
on every spectrum.
It's getting weird, and if you're from the city, you probably, hopefully you understand. If you do, let us know in the comments. But I think that's it, guys. I think it's Fernando's bedtime. Doug.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I've been up since fucking what? Yeah, I've been up since 3.
Doug, close it out without promoting anything.
All right. So thank you guys again. We greatly appreciate everybody that's been following along, listening, letting us know how they feel about our progress with this. It means the world to us. Any type of constructive criticism. I'm tired as hell. I know my co-hosts are also tired as hell.
Are we getting food or no?
I don't know. It might be a little late. I know the Coney that's right over here is closed. They close at midnight. What? That one over by Dave and Buster's? Yeah, they close at midnight.
Is Phoenix open?
Cafe
well, there's a National Coney Island by my house that's open 24 hours.
We are not going over there. That's too far.
The only one I know of that's 24.
Neither one of us. Well, I live further south than you, but
but is it the Phoenix one on Van Dyke's open 24 hours?
Yes.
Oh, I guess
that one's better than
Phoenix.
I like that.
Yeah, and they got like heli conies. They got like a bunch of different.
All right.
Conies.
But anyways, we're gonna go to Coney Island. So we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, I'm wrapping this up because y'all keep rambling. Listen, y'all, we love y'all.
We try to end this like
hey, both of y'all, shut up.
Hit them with
shut up. Shut up.
Deuces.
We appreciate y'all. Peace and love. Hennessy.